Today I want to show you how to crochet this hat. It's very easy to do. It's just a 2-row repeat, and I will show you from start to finish exactly how you do it so you can follow even if you're a beginner. I will show you the whole process. We begin with a huge brim, actually work our way back and forth, and then we work up this pattern with the 2-row repeat. Finally we decrease on top and add a pom-pom. So let's begin. First I want to talk a little about the materials for the yarn. I've used this Himalaya yarn. You can see it's a medium weight 4 and it's 100% acrylic. You can use any yarn you like as long as it is a medium weight 4. I will leave a link in the description so you can find this yarn, and I will also write how much you will need for this hat. I will mention that the tutorial today will be an adult size. I will leave a link for the written pattern where you can also find a child sizes in that pattern. So other than that, I've used a crochet hook size 7mm and a 4mm. Then I've also used some scissors, a tapestry needle, and then you'll also need a pom-pom. You can buy one like I did, or you can make one yourself. If you don't know how to make one, you can follow this link right here. I will show you how to make a pom-pom. First we begin with a slip knot. So make a loop with your yarn and take the long end of the yarn behind the loop. Then grab it from the middle with your hook and pull. Then we chain, so yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and we'll chain 28 in total. So just keep yarning over and pulling through until you have 28 chains. When you have that, you will begin working into these chains, and you will skip the first one and move on to the second chain, where you will insert your hook and single crochet. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. And the next chain is this one. Insert the hook and single crochet. And then do 1 single crochet in every chain all the way across. We chained up 28 and we skipped the first one, so you should have 27 stitches when you're all the way across. And then it looks like this. Then we will turn the work. We start with the chain 1 and then we turn. Then we skip this chain, this is our turning chain, and move on to the second stitch. And from now on we will back loop single crochet. So insert the hook through the back loop of the stitch and single crochet. And again in this next stitch through the back loop only and single crochet. And then continue with 1 back loop single crochet for the rest of the row. When you're all the way at the other end of the row, you chain 1 and turn, and then start as you did on this row. With skipping your turning chain, move on to the second stitch and back loop single crochet. So just repeat this row for 98 rows. That is 49 of these bumps on front. This measures for me 46 centimeters. Remember, this has to fit around your head. Now we will connect the ends, so you just put it double like this. And then we will connect it permanently with a slip stitch through both layers all the way across. So you just take your hook, push through both layers, then grab the yarn, pull through, pull through. So just a slip stitch in every stitch through both layers all the way across. So insert the hook through both layers and slip stitch. Then in the next stitch, through both layers and slip stitch. Just continue like this all the way across. So when we closed it up all the way over, we now have the wrong side of the hat right here, and on the inside we have the right side of the hat. We will keep working on the inside of the hat as the front, because in the end we will fold this up. So this will be the outside. So we will be working on the front right here. We will cut this yarn and then pull through the loop. And then we finish the brim. And throw away this one and then grab your 7mm hook and double up the yarn. So from now on we will work with double yarn. Fasten the yarn in the beginning of the brim right here. Whoops. And chain 1 just to get started. So now we will do 1 single crochet in every other row. So for each of these bumps in that goes inwards, you can do 1 single crochet. So just insert the hook in this first one, single crochet, and then find your next, insert the hook and single crochet, and your next one. If you tear it a bit apart, you can see small gaps you can insert the hook into. Just do it the same place every time. There's no rules for where you have to do it. You just have to do it the same place for every row, so it looks even. So find your next one, insert the hook in the little gap. Whoops. I'm choosing the second gap. You can see here that it has a gap on top and it has a gap down here. I'm always going in this gap and single crochet. So just do 1 single crochet for each of these little rows. And then when we are all the way around, we have 48 single crochet in the round. Now I will join the round with a slip stitch in the first stitch. So just insert the hook and slip stitch. And then chain 1 to get up to the height of a single crochet, and then single crochet in the same stitch where you slip stitched. So just insert the hook and single crochet. That's your first stitch of the round. Your next stitch will be a double crochet, but this double crochet will be a double crochet underneath the stitch from the previous row. So you have your single crochet right here, and underneath this stitch you will do a double crochet. So you yarn over to double crochet, then you insert the hook underneath the stitch. Instead of going into the stitch up here, you will dive into this gap underneath the stitch and double crochet. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's your double crochet. Then you do a single crochet in the next stitch. So just insert the hook and single crochet in the next stitch. And then in the next stitch, you will double crochet underneath the stitch from the previous row. So yarn over to double crochet, find the gap underneath the stitch, and double crochet into this gap. And then a single crochet in the next stitch, and then a double crochet underneath the stitch from the previous row. So yarn over, insert the hook underneath the gap, underneath the stitch, sorry. Whoops, I lost it. Then pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Then a single crochet, and then a double crochet underneath the single crochet from the previous row. And then you see the double crochets go down and make these drops. Continue like this all the way around with 1 single crochet, 1 double crochet, and so on until you are back here. And at the end of this round, make sure to finish on a double crochet. Then to join the rounds, you will slip stitch in the first single crochet you did of the round. So just insert the hook in the first single crochet and slip stitch. And then chain 1. And then do your first single crochet in the same stitch where you slip stitched. So that's your first single crochet. Now you continue with single crochet all the way around. So just 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. And then at the end of this round, you join with a slip stitch in the first stitch of the round. So just insert the hook and join with a slip stitch. Then chain 1 and start with a single crochet in the first stitch. This goes for every round. Just start on a single crochet. So now you repeat the row we did down here. You started with a single crochet. Now you will do a double crochet underneath the stitch from the previous row. So just yarn over, insert the hook underneath the stitch, and then double crochet. And then you see these drops of the double crochets. They go on top of the drops from the previous rows. So these will sit on top of each other all the way up, and of course also over here. So you will just repeat these 2 rows. Now do a row of single crochet, then double crochet underneath the stitch from the previous row, then a single crochet and a double crochet down here, and a single crochet up here, and then a double crochet down here. And then after this, you will join with a slip stitch just like we're doing all the other times, and then do a row of single crochet. So then single crochet, and then a row with the single crochet double crochet, then a row of single crochet, and so on. Just repeat these 2 rows until we have 8 rows with these double crochet going down and grasping from the previous row. So 8 rows with these. I'm about to do a row of single crochet right now, and we will begin the same way as we usually do, with a chain and then a single crochet in the first stitch. We will now begin to decrease, so we will decrease in the next 2 stitches. So we will begin the first single crochet, so insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, and then stop. Then we begin the next stitch, so insert the hook in the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, and then we have 3 loops on the hook. Then we yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. Now we made 2 single crochet into 1 single crochet. Then we do a regular single crochet, so just 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Then we do an decrease. So just begin the first stitch, insert the hook, yarn over, pull through, and stop. And then the next stitch, insert the hook, yarn over and pull through. We have 3 loops on the hook. We will pull all these 3 together as 1 stitch. Continue like this all the way around with 1 single crochet in the next, and then a decrease in the next. When you're all the way around, you join with a slip stitch like all the other times, and then you chain 1, do a single crochet in the first stitch, and then you do a row with the double crochets. So your first stitch was a single crochet, then you do a double crochet underneath the stitch from the previous row, then you do a single crochet, then a double crochet underneath the stitch from the previous row, and then you just continue all the way around. So this is a regular round. And then join with a slip stitch when you're all the way around. Then you chain 1 and do a decrease for the first stitch. So you begin the first stitch, stop, then begin the next stitch. Stop. and then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. So now you decrease in every stitch. So your next stitch, and begin the next stitch, and then pull them together. Do this for every stitch. So 1 decrease in every stitch. Just a regular single crochet decrease. So pull 2 stitches together in every stitch all the way around, and this gap will close up a little bit more. And then finally join with a slip stitch in the end. Then we have a gap on this size. You can do 1 more round with the decreases in every stitch, but I will now close this gap up. So I will take a good amount of yarn and then cut it, pull this hook through the loop, and find your tapestry needle, and then we will weave this rest in. So I will just take this needle and push through the stitch from the outside and in every other stitch all the way around. And that's it. When you're all the way around, you just hold tight and then you just pull it together so this gap will close up. Then you weave in a little bit just so the gap won't I don't know the word, get up, just a little bit, and then you take the needle and lead inside, so you have the needle on the inside of the hat. And then if you want to attach a pom-pom like me with this rubber band, you will sew in a button. So find a little button and then find a smaller needle. Okay, so I couldn't find a smaller needle, so I will just weave in this yarn on the inside. If your needle fits the button, then you of course just sew in the button. I will now cut the yarn, and then I found this tiny little needle. So I will just sew the button in with this regular sewing thread. And good. That's it. So now we will attach this pom-pom. So just find a crochet hook, put it inside the hat, and take the hook, part of the hook, out of this small gap, and find your little rubber band on the pom-pom and pull through so you can attach this to the button inside. And that's a bit tricky. That's it. So now you have the pom-pom on your hat, and I will zoom out just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So that's it. Now you can fold up this brim, and I'm a big mess, and that's it. That's your little hat, and so cute. So, I hope you found this tutorial easy to follow. If you did, please press thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you again soon. Bye!